All right, joining me next on stage is one of our founding partners. Really excited to be having them join us for year three of our program. It's Citizens Bank. So I'm going to be joined by Charles Bayruthi from Citizens. Hey,
Great to be
Charles,
here,
how's it
Sam.
going?
Awesome. How are you? It's great to be
Doing
here.
well. Yeah, doing well, doing well. So why don't you kick things off? You introduce yourself to our community.
Hi, Charles Bayruthi. I head up some of our fintech initiatives at Citizens. I work on some of our proof of concepts, pilots, and managing our relationships with our incubator partners.
Awesome. Well, we're pumped to have you here, Charles. And I know Citizens has been a longtime supporter of Mash Challenge. You've had some great success with startups in years one and two of our program. So talk to me a little bit about what challenges you're looking to solve in year three.
Absolutely. So, in the past 2 years, we had a challenge that was dedicated to our consumer and commercial banks, respectively. This year, we've actually opted to change our challenge structure a little bit. And I think the biggest change is that our consumer commercial I would say our consumer and commercial banks are respectively are looking at some of the same challenges, but also approaching them in very different ways. So from our perspective today, we are thinking about how can we take technology and operationalize some of the manual processes that we have, but also thinking about how can we make operations a lot more efficient for our different service units, for our colleagues, and subsequently when you look at it from a customer experience perspective, make things a lot more accessible for the customer base. At the same time, we also were saying, well, we're going digital, right? The whole bank is going digital, and we're excited about this through different initiatives such as our digital transformation, our next-gen technology initiatives. We're thinking about how do we bring technology to the enterprise at an accelerated rate. And one of our greatest partnerships has been, working with our digital and technology services teams, who are basically the backbone of a lot of the technology transformation that's going to be happening going forward. So as we think about how we are bringing these new technologies to our consumers, both in our consumer bank and our commercial bank, how do we really bring together the next generation technology infrastructure on which these products are going to run and operate? Additionally to that point, I would say we're thinking about this in a whole new way. There's a lot of creativity that can be done here and brought to the table. We want to look at technologies such as IoT. We want to look at AI. We want to look at all of these new and innovative technologies, some of which no bank will ever touch or has not touched in the past. And that is something we're very passionate about in saying, can we be the first to bring these to market? So that's basically our message to the startups this year. You've got an amazing opportunity to really showcase some novel new technology that a bank is willing to take a risk on.
Yeah, I love that. And really interested to see year three with, as you mentioned, bridging the gap between the different parts of the bank and really looking at that broad level of digital transformation. Excited to see the results. And I'm sure a lot of startups are super interested in the crowd right now to be teaming up with Citizens Bank. So let's chat a little bit about what makes Citizens Bank a great partner for startups.
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things that we can give to our startups that come in, and we've done this every year that we've been in the program, is we're looking at not just operating with them as a product, but we are looking to make them a better company. At the end of the day, some of these startups have never worked with banks. They've never worked with a corporate, but they have an amazing technology. And so being a company is not just about having a product, it's about being able to take whatever product it is and bring it to a particular level of testing, production, and so forth. And so from the perspective of what we've worked with our startups, it has been immensely paramount that we bring a certain level of discipline and certain level of understanding to the startups and saying, can we really turn this into a feasible product, into a feasible offering that you're going to be able to take from our bank and possibly bring it to other banks as well in some iteration or form. And I think for a lot of startups, that's a really exciting proposition that they don't really get at a lot of other places, right? And I think in this case, right, because we are positioned in New England, we're positioned in Boston, and we're positioned with a lot of other regional players in a lot of different spaces, we're able to offer up a massive network to these different groups. Additionally, I would just point out that Last year we had an amazing track record in terms of bringing proof of concepts to the forefront in an accelerated rate and get results out of those proof of concepts and validation. And I think from that perspective, that makes us a great partner. That makes us a partner that's really going to say, look, this either works or here's how we can improve upon it. For a startup, that's invaluable. And I can also say, having been a startup founder myself, and some of the fintech or folks at Citizens who are colleagues who have been at fintechs or have worked at fintechs, there is an ecosystem at Citizens that will allow the startup to really thrive.
Yeah, I'm super excited to hear that, Charles. Thank you so much for joining me on stage, and pumped for year 3 of our partnership.
My pleasure. Thank you.